Welcome to Trial by Wine. We take a closer look at crimes that highlight how fascinating humans can be. Schmidty, Swanee and Clarky visit crimes and run them through their jury of three, debating both sides of the case to agree an appropriate, if totally fictitious, sentence. Please be advised, Trial by Wine may include explicit or disturbing content and will include drunken rambling. Listener discretion is advised. All right, how are we?
Wonderful. How are you?
I am Grace, thanks for asking. But not much has happened because we're doing a back-to-back. And why are we doing a back-to-back?
Because someone's getting married.
And we're going to get a forward plan in place. So what about you guys? Have you had anything exciting happen in the last 25 minutes?
We were singing a little song that went something along the lines
about
of
last show.
Cults are dumb where I come from, ain't had any learning.
Cults and drugs are bad for you, kids.
Okay.
All right, I don't know. Carla, stop looking at the light flare in the camera.
No, it's not that. No, it's not that. I feel like the thing
it's your shoulder blade.
It's my hunchback. Oh, no, it's my shoulder.
It's a shoulder blade.
Oh,
It's
I thought it was my back like a hunch. It's my hunch.
It's not your hunchback. It's a shoulder blade. Anyway.
That's how hunches start.
I got a hunch.
I got a hunch I'm going to be king. That was the Richard III joke.
Oh.
Anyway. Okay, so where are we? Oh, yes, I'm Schmidty.
I'm Swanee.
And I'm Clarky. And together we are
Trial
by
Wine.
And what are we drinking? Swanee, are you still on, the buddy of water?
The buddy of water.
I haven't even, look, because I did the last one, I was so focused. I haven't even taken the top off it, really.
All right.
I don't think I've had a single sip.
And I bet it's gone nice and hot, just like a buddy. No, it's still got a bit of condensation on the outside.
It's all right, actually.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's quite cool up here, so we're okay.
All right.
Yes.
And Clarky and Woo, what are you drinking?
We're on the Rose, second boutillier, still delicious.
From the Loire Valley.
And you?
France.
I've moved on to a Delatite Pinot Gris it had a massive chunk of ice, which most of it's literally an iceberg, but most of it's melted, and a dash of soda because I'm trying to remain tidy. But I did feel after the last one, I'm going to hold up the Trial by Wine end as well. So cheers.
Nice.
Cheers.
Clarky, what have you got for us?
Oh, well, we've been doing Clarky's Cruise Crimes, and we are into week 4, which is the final week.
Cruising with Clarky.
I love it when we're cruising with Clarky.
That's it.
So I'm going to tell you more about the crazy shenanigans that are cruising.
Literally about 3 weeks from now I'm on a cruise. But let's crack on.
Well, this should...
Put the nail in the coffin of that holiday.
Really get you excited. So my sources for this one are www.ranker.com, cbsnews.com, Wikipedia, of course, dailymail.co.uk, the Orlando Sentinel, and that's it. So I'm going to tell you 2 stories. I'm going to start with the story of Casey Dickerson. I didn't know Dickerson was a name. I've heard of Dixon and Dickinson, but Dickerson. It sounds like he's the son of the Dicker.
The only boy who could ever reach me was the son of a Dickerson. Dicker man.
The only one who could ever reach me
was the son of a Dicker
man. Yeah.
The only one who could ever please me.
I love it that all 4 of us had exactly the same thought.
Right. So Casey Dickerson was 31 and he and his wife decided that it was time to go on a cruise.
It's a boy.
It's a boy.
Is he American? Name like
he
Casey?
Is. Yes,
anyway,
yes. Okay. Not Casey Donovan.
No.
Casey Kasem.
He is.
American Top 40.
Casey Kasem, that's a good one.
Yeah, I remember that. So the cruise that they went on left from Port Canaveral on the 16th of August 2012.
2012,
Yep.
right. Yep.
So when they boarded, they were originally assigned to stay in cabin E153. However, Mrs. Dickerson, the wife of a Dicker's son...
you ain't nothing but a wife of a Dickerson. I don't even know where that came from. It just sounds
I don't know nothing about birth and babies.
Please get off your Dickerson.
All right, probably Mrs. is going to be the victim, so let's be nice. All right.
So there was a fair bit of noise.
78 shows later, and I think I've got the... Can you almost guess? Yeah, go on.
Oddly, 78 shows later is probably
She's
the
not the
first
victim.
time you've got it wrong.
Oh, okay.
You're normally all
I
over
feel
this
all right.
stuff.
I feel all right that we were mocking their name.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, so there was a lot of noise in the unit next door, and Mrs. Dickerson complained about the noise, so they reassigned the couple to cabin U212.
Hang on. Was
They
the
were on
first
Ian.
cabin they were assigned to? Is that the third one they're on to?
No, so they're on to
No,
the second one.
second.
So there's noise
Next
in
door
the
was
one
noisy.
next door, so they got reassigned.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fine.
And
So I
are
thought
the
that was
E's
one
and the U's related to the deck levels or
Possibly.
random?
You're the cruise expert. So through the relocation process, somehow Casey retained possession of the key card of the first cabinet.
Cabin.
Cabin, correct. which left him.
They're not that small, are they?
Yeah.
They can be, I'm sure.
Yes.
Here's your cabinet.
Welcome aboard, sir.
Going sideways, it's easier.
Enjoy your
I've paid
stay.
$7,000 for a cabinet.
I'd suggest you just reverse it.
Yeah.
And yes, you do have to sleep standing
So
up.
you can open the door, otherwise you get stuck.
So he had the right to use both cabins. Maybe not the right. He had the cards to use both.
Had access to both.
Yeah. At some point on the cruise, like in the first, day or so, he met up with some teenagers 2 days in, and they ended up back in the original cabin E153 drinking alcohol. And so there were four
Guys, dodgy.
teenage boys who already had some
Yeah.
alcohol and 2 teenage girls who were 15. At some point, one of the girls was held down by Dickerson and some of the other males, and they all took turns raping her.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I should have warned you to
That
strap yourselves
escalated
in.
really quickly. Yeah.
Like, this is the
Oh, God.
crazy...
You and your bloody cruise rape.
It's not...
We
You've
don't
got like
know
a-
that the last one was
you've got like a
cruise
sub-
rape, but anyway.
You've got like a sub, what do you call it? Like a sub-genre.
Oh.
Honestly, you start Googling this shit, and it's either
No,
rapes or
I'm not.
murders or,
Oh,
there
God.
was one where an employee of the cruise ship got a young girl into the employee area and raped her, and then told her that she wasn't to tell the family and blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't for months later when she started to
gosh.
get counselling that she fessed up to it all. So you can't get away from this stuff. And, I don't know if they tell you about this, Schmidty, when you book your cruise. They certainly didn't tell
And
me
it's
about
certainly
it.
not part of the muster when they're doing
It's
the
not in the
safety.
brochure.
They're not saying, by the way, if someone
Do you
says,
know about Casey Dickerson?
Yeah.
come on down.
Oh, let me
If anyone invites you down into staff quarters, please don't go. You're likely to be raped.
Correct.
Yeah, they don't
If
say
you-
that.
If you do meet the son of a dicker on board, please stay away from him.
Avoid him. Yeah.
Yes.
Avoid
So,
him like gonorrhea.
So anyway, back to the story. Whilst the attack was going on, the victim's female friend, so the other 15-year-old girl, was being held by one of the boys in the cabinet's bathroom.
Cabin. Mm.
Yes. Did I say cabinet again?
You did,
He
yeah.
said bathroom. Oh, cabinet.
He said
I said
cabinet's bathroom.
Bathroom cabinet.
Oh,
That's where the drugs are.
Okay.
The bathroom
In the bathroom
cabinet.
cabinet.
wow.
Just got so much smaller.
Uppers, downers, sidewayses.
It's about this fucking
Yeah,
big.
maybe I've had a mini stroke.
12-inch tall. Here, I'll just hold you down.
Yeah.
There's some
Bathroom
kind of,
cabinet.
it's been some kind of event.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Jeepers.
in the cabin's bathroom.
Right.
So at one point, the victim said that Dickerson was having sex with her. He stopped and walked to the bathroom door to make sure the friend would not come out. He told the boy who was inside the bathroom with her to get it on and show her a good time.
Ugh.
Whilst at the door, Dickerson encouraged the other 2 boys to switch and take turns raping.
Oh.
After the attack, the victim...
Cruise people.
I know, right? They're the best kind of
Cruise
people.
folk.
Cruise folk.
Cruise folk.
After the attack, the victim could not stand up straight.
Oh,
And one
yuck.
of her attackers threatened to hit her if she did not stay straight. As a result of the attack, the victim experienced vaginal bleeding and strangulation marks around her neck. After she was allowed to leave the cabin, she found her way to the ship's infirmary where she received medical treatment and a rape kit was administered.
Oh, God.
On August the 19th, Carnival contacted the FBI to report an alleged assault on a minor female passenger that occurred during the early morning hours of August 19. Special Agent Williams met the victim immediately after the ship docked in Port Canaveral on the 19th, and the young girl provided the gruesome details of what she went through that night. Agent Williams also interviewed the three of the minor male passengers who took part in the attack, and they confirmed the victim's account after each had waived their Miranda rights.
That's interesting.
It is, isn't it?
It sounds cut and dry, doesn't it?
They also stated that Dickerson gave alcohol to both girls. They said Dickerson was the one who initiated the sexual assault by pulling down the victim's pants, kissing her against her will, and raping her vaginally.
Just to clarify, they then went on to rape her. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So even though they saw and understood that this man raped her against her consent, they thought it was all right to just go for it.
Yeah, and they were minors too.
I don't care what their profession is.
Well, they weren't sons of Dickers. After the victim and her friend left, the three boys said that Dickerson told them he had ejaculated inside the minor child.
Ugh, God.
Yep. The victim, as well as the three boys, also stated that during the attack, someone knocked on the door of the cabin. Dickerson hid in the room before one of the young boys opened the door. At the time, the victim was only wearing a bra, inebriated, and on the floor. As soon as the person at the door left, the attackers resumed taking turns raping the victim. Dickerson was also interviewed by Special Agent Williams. After waiving his Miranda rights as well, he confessed to having...
What does that mean? Sorry, I don't know what that means.
You have the right to an attorney. You have the right to an attorney.
Oh, right.
That's the Miranda rights,
okay,
and it has to be. It's a caution that has to be provided prior to any kind of questioning. So by waiving it, he said, "I'm okay to keep. I'm happy to talk."
Yeah.
Who's Miranda?
She's on Hanging Rock.
She's
in Hanging Rock.
Yeah.
They can't find her though.
She went silent. So he confessed to having purchased alcohol for one of the male passengers earlier on the cruise and was then introduced to a larger group which included the victim and her female friend. He confessed to having purchased alcohol for the two girls because the other males had already had alcohol with them. Dickerson also said he never knew how old the boys and girls were until after he was placed in the ship's security room, and that he certainly did not know the victim was underage. One of the boys' statements contradicted Dickerson's claim, however. The minor passenger stated that before everyone started drinking at the cabin, Dickerson asked everyone's age and the victim stated that she was 15. The case went to court in 2013. Dickerson, who had no prior arrest record, apologised for what he called a stupid decision and begged Judge Roy B. Dalton Jr. for leniency.
Off with his Dickerson.
Yep, for sure.
Nearly a dozen family members came to 2-hour hearing in support of Dickerson. His wife, mother and aunt all spoke on his behalf. Each of the women told the judge that Dickerson made a mistake fueled by alcohol.
No, sorry.
Gosh.
No, thank you.
I've probably made lots of mistakes fueled by alcohol. I don't think
raping
a minor and encouraging other minors to gang rape her.
Well, each their own, apparently. If your mum and your wife and your sister says, it was just a drunken mistake.
Yeah, correct.
Oops, yeah. I did it again.
I raped a minor.
Oh, yuck.
That was the verse of that song that didn't make it into the number one smash hit.
Not sure that's going to work so well. Yeah. Oh, how revolting.
Yeah. So the judge wasn't having a bar of it, denied Dickerson's wife's request to hug him before sentencing him to 20 years in jail for the rape, followed by 15 years of probation. Dickerson's aunt, Cheryl Gillis, said after the sentencing, "This was definitely out of character. We all fall short. A one-time fall should not cost you your whole life." Incorrect. The mother of the teenage victim said she was satisfied with the judge's ruling. "I feel that he got a punishment that fits the crime. We're all adults and there are consequences for our action."
Except for my daughter, who wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The victim is undergoing mental health counselling to cope with the ordeal. And so after the event, FBI Special Agent Dave Couvertier, and Schmidty, this is for you for your cruise in 3 weeks, said that even during vacations, parents must keep their children's safety in mind, no matter how many security measures are in place. Children who are unsupervised are prime targets for victimization, he said.
Mm.
Whether at a sporting event, a theme park, or on a cruise,
Anywhere. Yeah.
you need to be aware that there are hundreds of people from all walks of life participating
And
in
any one
the
of them could
related
be a
activity.
wannabe rapist. And
This
you said
could
wannabe
include
racist.
thieves, con
That
men,
too.
and even child predators, racist rapists.
Yeah.
Families should fully enjoy their vacations, but should never have a false sense of security.
He's right.
So that is crime number 1.
Oh, I was going to say it was a short one. Off with his Dickerson. That's my sentence.
Whereabouts, about just under his Adam's apple.
Are you going to batter it and feed it to him as well, or just leave it?
Bad sad.
Might put a glass pot rod in it first, shatter it, then kind of...
Any medication to help him with recovery, or just send him on his way?
Any medication? Oh,
Or, you know,
what,
like
Viagra?
any
so I put the
bandages.
glass rod in, smash it, and then give him Viagra,
Give
so
Viagra,
it really
yeah.
hurts. Yeah,
Yeah, right, there you
I'll
go.
give him
And some
Viagra,
lemon
yeah.
juice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, nice
oh,
one.
even that made me.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Can I just check the
I can-
other girl in the bathroom cabinet?
Yeah.
Was she raped by those boys? I know he encouraged
no,
it. Oh, well, there's
she
the
wasn't. Yeah,
mercy
yeah.
at least.
Yeah, no. So she was.
Just go to the bathroom.
She was stuck in there.
Yeah, she was
trying to
stuck
get
in the
past the
cabinet.
paracetamol.
He couldn't even move in there.
I think she was put into
Don't
one of
swing a
those
cat in here.
pill
bottles. Yeah.
bottles. Yeah, that you see. Yes. So off with his Dickerson.
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
Is it odd that someone named Dickerson gets done for rape?
I know.
Oh, all sorts of people get done for rape. That's a coinky dink, I think.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a genetic thing where, because if his
'Cause
dad
he
was a dicker,
Well, maybe, I don't know. I wonder
what's
why-
a dicker?
I'm sure dick is probably like the word dick as a beginning of a name probably comes from some old English shit that doesn't even mean middle English that doesn't even mean dick. Don't worry, I'll Google it if you want to
Richard.
start the next one.
I'm just going to Google what is a dicker. Engage in petty argument or bargaining. Sam advised him not to dicker over the extra fee.
Yeah. Here we go. Mid-16th century in the general sense of a fellow. So a dick
He's
is
a
just...
jolly good dicker, but he's a jolly good dicker.
But he's a jolly
He's a
good
jolly good
dicker.
dicker. Can we sing that at your
And
wedding?
says no one. Yeah. No, I'd prefer it if you don't.
It also
Anyway.
says toy or fiddle with. The company was still dickering with its
Oh,
pricing schedule.
Like dicking around with stuff.
He's been
Yeah.
dickering with his dick a little too much. Dickerson.
Apparently dick didn't mean penis before the 19th century. There you go.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What did you call it back then? A Jolly Roger?
Oh, John Thomas.
Oh, fella.
Yeah, it had lots of names. Sorry. Next crime.
Right. Okay, so the next crime is that of Alicia Keir, Keir.
Mm-hmm.
So Alicia was from northwest Indiana, and she was 20 years old in October 2011 when she boarded the Carnival Dream cruise
Oh,
ship
another carnival.
on her way to St. Martin, which is in the Bahamas.
Oh, that sounds great.
Nice and warm.
She was pregnant at the time, but kept it from her friends and family. Now, this is a quote I got directly from one of the articles that I read, so I just want to make it clear that I didn't see any evidence of this, but possibly because she had multiple unprotected sex partners in a relatively short period of time and
who's
didn't know who
judging?
the father was.
Judgy.
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't say that the judgypants.com was one of my
Yeah.
sources.
Oh yeah, you missed a source out there.
'Cause-
That sounds like some Christian right bullshit.
When I read it, I was like, possibly
Pardon?
because there was no evidence of that at
beg-
all.
I beggeth your pardon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she write that in her diary? Dear diary, I don't know the father of my baby because I had multiple unprotected sex
Sex
encounters.
partners in a relatively short period.
Short period. Somewhere over the course of at least 7 days. So, when we're finished victim shaming and, whatever it is that we're doing here with this poor girl, making shit up.
Criminal
Not
shaming.
us. When,
possibly.
well, whatever. Oh, she's the crib. Oh, 2 for 2 I've got wrong.
I know, right? Yeah.
You're slipping.
Yeah,
You must be getting married soon.
Must be the
So-
Pinot Gris.
Yeah, I went with this story because it's not a rape story, Swanee, and it's
Oh, how
thank you.
refreshing.
yeah.
Oh, it's not your like specialised genre.
Yeah, no, I've
Your mastermind topic.
Not your average rape.
And tonight I'll be looking
What's-
after cruise
what's
rape.
that?
He's out of his
What's that show?
depth.
Hard quiz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I suggest it's your specialist topic.
cruise rapes.
Not funny, but I reckon you do.
That's what I
right.
said. That's like before that. Like that's what they used to have. Is it like Mastermind, or there was one of those?
Yes,
shows
there
on
was
the telly, you'd have your
Mastermind.
topic,
Yeah.
and you'd have so you could be as obscure as you like. It's like what's your specialist topic? It's like tonight Paul will be talking his specialist subject.
Cruise rapes from 2000 to 2009.
It certainly wasn't Curiosity Show.
No.
Show.
Curiosity.
Schmidty will be covering her specialist topic, the etymology of dick.
also how to kill people and get away with it.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, that's
1001 ways to die.
No, there's too many variations in that. The etymology of dick is much easier to win. Yeah. Anywho,
Roddy.
tell us about the possibly pregnant, but we're not really sure. Oh, no, we know. Do we know she's
We
pregnant?
definitely
but we
know.
just
Yeah,
don't know
she is pregnant.
Who the father
Oh,
is.
she didn't tell anyone. That's right.
Correct.
Secret
Yeah.
pregnant lady. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So 2 days into her cruise, Alicia had an episode of stomach cramps
Oh, miscarriage.
and realised that she was giving birth. Mhm.
Giving birth, not a miscarriage.
Correct.
Hang on a
She's
minute.
well along
all
then.
of these unprotected sexual encounters she had was some time ago. Then.
Yeah,
Correct.
8-9
right.
months ago.
Yes. There might have been one since then. Possibly because we're talking about possibly, not actual fact, according to that article I read.
Possibly.
Possibly they'd been going on for quite some time.
Unbelievable.
So rather
Okay.
than seeking help to give birth, Alicia decided that she would give birth on her own. She gave...
I'm just going back to the room. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a big lunch. I'll be back in a minute. I've just had a laxative. I'll be back
Yeah.
in a minute. I'm
Just
just
going
going
to
back
go
to
to
the
a
room.
poo,
Give me
baby.
a moment.
Yeah, exactly
Give me a
right. I'm
moment.
going to drop the kids off at the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to be back. I'll be back shortly.
I'll just nick into
Into the
the...
pool.
This poo's
Bathroom
coming out
cabinet.
the wrong... Yeah, that's right.
Although, according to my sister, when she was giving birth and she gave it naturally, she said it was like doing a big poo.
Thanks for sharing.
Swanee, thoughts on that?
No.
No.
Have never done a poo like that ever.
I've never done a
No.
poo that size. Yeah.
I've never had someone drag one out of me either.
Forceps.
Correct.
Hello, children.
It's stuck.
I'm not coming out. You're coming
Or,
out.
or alternatively cut two out. Yeah.
I've had to cut a poo out of me. Oh, goodness.
Well, no one needs to do that.
No.
Well, actually, they do if you
No.
have an impacted bowel. But anyway, moving on. So tell us
Awesome.
about the lady having the baby.
So
where'd she
she
go?
decided to give birth on her own. And in her cabin, she gave birth to a healthy baby girl.
Oh.
Oh.
So of course, no one knew about the baby, right? So after she'd given birth,
Was
she
her name
wrapped...
Kelly Lane? It wasn't Kelly Lane. Was
No, it wasn't the curious case of Kelly Lane. After wrapping her in a towel, she hid the baby under one of the beds in the cabin.
it? Oh.
She then went on to enjoy her trip, and
Went
the
to a wedding.
poor baby died of exposure and
Yeah.
neglect.
Yep.
Oh.
The ship docked in St. Martin. Off goes the passengers, and a cleaning crew began to
Oh,
clean
God.
the ship.
Could you imagine it?
Oh, my Lord.
They discovered the deceased infant and alerted authorities. And it took 4...
You've left something in your room.
Yeah.
I always say to my kids, check under the beds, final sweep, I call it.
Final
We
sweep.
call it a final sweep. Do you do the final sweep?
Excuse me, ma'am, does this belong to you?
Sebby left his glasses in Orlando because we didn't complete the final sweep.
Jesus.
So there we go. That's how we do a final sweep. We look under beds
Yep.
in case Mum gave birth whilst we were away, and I accidentally forgot that I hid the child under the bed.
Wrapped in a
Final,
towel.
oh, Mum!
Oh, look,
yes,
it's a
got bit
baby.
better. Thank you.
Baby under the
Final
bed.
sweep. Final sweep.
Final sweep.
What's her name
Live
from
by
Schitt's Creek? Moira.
Moira.
Laura.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Moira Rose.
Yeah.
Moira Shit.
Rose.
Rose, that's
Moira
right.
Rose.
Oh, what a great show. So, yeah, it took 4 years for the case to go to trial. So, defense attorney Jeffrey Schlesinger, I'm going to go
Here
with,
we go.
had argued that Alicia only recently found out she was pregnant.
Well, after she gave birth and left it on the ship.
No, before.
Right.
And believed she was only 6 weeks along and did not think she would give birth until long after the cruise ended.
Still not a defense for
reasonable.
leaving it. No, it's not a defense for having given birth and leaving it to be
Correct.
to die.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I'm the judge. I'm not having it. Mm-hmm.
It was a mistake to go on the cruise, and she compounded the mistake by not informing the family who had invited her as their guests that she was pregnant.
Oh, embarrassing.
Again, assuming that they would not find out during the cruise, Schlesinger wrote in a sentencing memorandum. Again, completely irrelevant to the crime.
Yeah.
How old is this woman?
20.
Oh, so she's young.
Yeah. 2 days into the cruise, Alicia began to suffer severe cramps after her friends had fallen asleep. But at first she believed, Carla, as you said, it was the result of overeating, according to Schlesinger's filing. After realising she was giving birth and delivering her baby daughter, Alicia thought the baby had died. Alicia saw no movement and was unable to detect any sign of life from the baby. She used a razor to cut the umbilical cord and spent about an hour and a half to 2 hours in the bathroom with the baby, partly due to trauma and partly to see if she could see any sign of life, Schlesinger wrote. She's like MacGyver, I reckon, because it's fairly impressive to just go and have a baby by yourself, cut the umbilical cord.
Yeah, what did she do that with?
A razor.
No, she
A
did with a
razor.
razor.
A pair of scissors would have been better, but anyway.
Chewed through
Oh, yeah.
Chew through it like
No,
they do
no,
in the
it's
wild.
chewing through it. I mean,
That's what they do in the wild.
Oh.
it. I just did a little bit of sick of my own mouth.
Have you either
Nom,
of you
nom, nom,
actually
nom, nom.
witnessed a birth?
Yeah, we
in
get
the room?
sheep do it all
We
the
got
time.
sheep do it all the time. We have to pull.
Oh, you're
sheep,
fine. You go
know?
and chew through that umbilical cord, you sickos.
Like you can...
Oh, no.
Oh, that's what they do.
Anyway, they're animals.
And then she made a placenta smoothie and
Oh,
Instagrammed it.
stop.
Oh, it's very good for you. Anyway, Nutribullet at that shit. Mm-hmm.
So Alicia admitted it was a mistake not to seek medical help, but said she did not mean the baby any harm. Schlesinger continues, she was a young woman who had never given birth before, giving birth alone in the bathroom of a cruise ship, afraid to tell anyone of what had happened. It was not her intent to cause the death of the infant. If it had been, it would have been much easier for her to dispose of the body rather than wrapping it in towels
I do
with
agree
the
with that.
naive intent of returning the body to Indiana for burial.
Because I really did think you were going to say she threw it overboard. Yeah.
Schlesinger noted Alicia had another child 2 years later and has been a good mother. He also noted...
Was that also through, a series of unprotected sex with random individuals? It's funny it didn't come up this time. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, possibly. He also noted that it took federal prosecutors more than a year to inform her she was the target of a criminal investigation. And while plea arguments were offered before the formal charges were filed, it was not until more than 2 years later that they filed charges. I'm not sure of the relevance.
No.
I'm not sure I even understand it. Does that? At what point was she informed that they had found the baby? They were told. She was told
Once
about that straight away, was she?
Sure.
But then,
Yeah, I'm
Trainers
assuming
found
she
it or
found
whatever.
that out pretty quickly. Yeah.
But then then there was a delay
Yes,
in doing
so
anything about it. Okay.
He then goes on to argue, despite living with the trauma of contributing the death of her child for almost 4 years and the possibility of a prison sentence for 3 years, Alicia has stabilised her life and matured greatly. She's presently, Schmidty, a single parent of a healthy and loved daughter.
That is nice, but it's very sad for the one that's lost. Anyway.
Yes. I was just more laughing about the fact that she's a single parent,
I know.
possibly because she's had a series of
String of
Unprotected
random
sex.
interesting
unprotected-
relationships. Yeah, short-term relationships. Let's put it that way. Judging
So-
much.
Much.
Well, she did kill it. Well, she did neglect a child.
So before I tell you
actually, allegedly, because maybe it was dead.
that there was an autopsy,
there an
that
autopsy?
was done that said that the baby was breathing at the time of birth, was healthy and
What be
breathing.
breathing?
The baby was breathing.
What be breathing? What's
What
that
be
from?
breathing? Isn't that Jeremy says that all the time? I don't know. Isn't it from Bad Boy Bubby?
What be
Oh
breathing?
God, is that when he wraps the cat in plastic?
I did. I've never actually watched the
He
show. I've
glad
never watched
wraps
the
the
movie.
cat,
Oh, no, enough
And-
of that.
carries it around with
Oh,
him
no,
for
we're
ages.
doing that.
What, be breathing?
This was in Beverly.
Have a guess at the sentence that she got.
Oh, 4 years, a 3-year sentence suspended for something. Close?
Not
7.
bad. Not bad.
I said something like 3 years, but then there was some, because of it taking so long, I feel like they took off some time and she's got a kid, so it's like, oh, well, you know, not really, you don't have to
2.
do anything.
Seriously, no time
Bad girl.
served.
2 years, and then didn't really do any.
U.S. District Judge Rudy Lozano sentenced Kia to 1 day in prison at the hearing,
Hmm.
but granted
It's a little off.
her credit for time served,
Oh,
meaning she immediately began 2 years of supervised release. She could have faced up to 8 years in prison.
She could have faced up to 8 days.
8
Yeah,
hours.
that's right.
One.
Yeah,
8.
Be obviously
one-
sympathetic then.
I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about this. I feel a bit weird. I feel that it'd be nice to get a handle in some ways on the kind of, I don't know if it matters what kind of person she was, but if she genuinely didn't kind of have her head around the fact that she was about to give birth to a baby when she had gone on a cruise that her family friends had taken on or something like that, I imagine it would be a bit sort of like, oh God, how do I go and tell them I've just given birth to a baby? It would be very difficult. It's a mixed up situation, that's for sure. But you know, maybe she could have asked for some help or gone and left the baby somewhere safe.
Put
I
it
don't
somewhere
know.
where
You know
other
what I mean?
people
Where
were around so that
Yeah, like
someone else could say,
around,
hey, a
yeah.
newborn baby has just been left here. Quick, take it to the infirmary or something, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Go to the chapel on the cruise
Go to
ship
the chapel,
and put
yeah.
it there.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone in there though. It probably would have.
No, but someone will
have
go
fed-
in there.
well, don't you
might
just
not
leave
have
them on
fared
the...
any better.
Take it to the
Yes,
smokers
take it.
lounge.
Take it up to the smokers lounge.
Come on.
And roll it
Put it
in
in
and
a
do a
basket.
run-up.
Tell you what,
Frisbee it in.
there will be a whole
Roll
bunch
on.
of salt of the earth types in that smokers lounge, and they'll be like, "Oh, look, a
Exactly.
baby! Get it out of here! It smokes. We better go
But
take
it's-
it to the infirmary."
Yeah, hang on.
It's a genius idea too because
We've got a baby. Got a baby.
Put down your bourbon and
Oh,
coke.
look, love. Come here. Give it to me, love.
Oh, isn't it, darling? Put down that bourbon and coke. We're going to go call someone.
it's also genius because the smokers lounge would be cloudy, you know,
Yes.
and so
They
they
wouldn't
wouldn't.
see
us.
No one would
Like
see
a
who it was
magic
who did
trick.
it.
The smoke clears and there it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
A baby. The
Oh,
baby starts coughing.
it's a miracle.
And you get a beam of light that's kind of blurred with
From
all
the
of
disco.
the smoke haze. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, it's
So-
the second coming of Christ.
Ooh.
The judge admonished her not to drink alcohol or take drugs while on supervised release and to attend counselling sessions, report to her probation officer and not commit any other crimes or risk losing custody of her 2-year-old daughter.
Yeah, she got back on it pretty quick.
On what?
What, on the Dickinson?
This.
Yeah, on the Dickinson to have been pregnant again and another
Was the
baby.
son of a
I mean, I know there was a
Dickinson.
delay. Was it 4 years? 4 years between
Yeah.
it happening and going?
Yeah. So, and she had a
4
2-year-old daughter when it
years.
went. So it was 2 years later that she gave birth, which meant
Fair
that
enough.
15 months later, she was on the D again.
And then she went, oh, here we go again. Been here, done
Oh,
that.
I'm the most
I don't
fertile
put you under the
woman in
bed.
Indiana.
I don't.
I don't put you under the bed.
Correct.
Right.
So yeah, any sentencing for Alicia?
I'm a bit with Swanee. I think it's a toughie. I think
It's a weird one. I don't know where her head was at.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how overwhelming that would be.
At
I
20 years
don't
of
think
age.
her response
Yeah.
was right, but I
No.
can kind of see how that can play out. And I also we
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
what her mental capacity is anyway. So she might have been a bit,
Loop-de-loo.
I'm just thinking more unaware of the situation or more frightened of consequences of people saying things than she needed to be. So
Yeah.
I'm not justifying her putting a baby under the bed, but if she honestly thought it was dead, I still, even that in itself is terrible, just to say, I'll just pop it under there and I'll just leave it. Because you were saying she had this naive idea of taking it back to have it buried. She didn't put it in her suitcase to go home and have it buried.
No,
Correct.
But
And-
surely
and
you would take
also-
it to the infirmary and say, listen, I've just given birth.
I found this.
In the smokers' lounge.
This was in
Someone
my onboard luggage.
This is under the
I'm not sure
bed.
how it got
I was
there.
sitting on the balcony and I saw a stork flying in, and lo and behold, it dropped this onto my balcony and left.
Yeah.
Bebe.
A bebe.
Yeah,
Bebe.
that's a hard one. I'm happy to pass on a sentencing, although I think maybe
me
one
too.
day was a bit rough. I mean, not good enough. But
I
you know,
think
the judge
I
obviously
think-
sympathised with her in some way.
I think just because you can have children doesn't mean you should. And I often wonder, because you know how, like, if you go to adopt a dog now,
Yeah, you've got to have licenses and shit.
there's a
yeah.
whole lot of checks that get done, and sometimes I wonder why that doesn't happen with people. And I know that's probably a little bit harsh, but maybe what she could do with is a chastity belt, just until she's
a bit
old
older.
enough to have an understanding of how this thing works.
No, I just fit her with a marina so she just can't get pregnant. Like, she can have all the sex she likes, just don't get pregnant.
I'm kind of thinking she probably doesn't need to do that. Maybe she just needs to go and have a little bit less. That's my 2 stories. I have now got, just for you, Schmidty, a little special treat
But that's not all.
of 11 reasons to never take a cruise. And you'll be pleased to know this is from msn.com.
Oh,
So
my
not-
favourite.
Yeah,
I just
yes.
saw a story about Swanee's night out on Valentine's, yeah.
Yeah,
Something about a woman ramming a Mustang into a bar and
Oh, that was in
telling
Mandurah,
everyone,
wasn't it?
telling everyone to F off. I was like,
Was that
oh,
in
Swanee's had-
Mandurah?
Yeah.
That was somewhere near Perth, somewhere around Perth.
It was.
I haven't
said,
seen
oh,
it, but I
Swanee
know
had
the
a
story.
big night the other night. Here it is on 9MSN.
I must find out, actually. All I saw was, I missed the story when it came out, so the next bit was the fact that she
She
was
whacked
saying
someone with a
her
stiletto.
her drink had been spiked, but I haven't seen
Oh,
the actual
okay.
story.
That old
Didn't
shit.
read that.
Yeah,
I
she's
just
going
read that
off.
she took a shoe off, whacked a guy in the head with it, and some other girl's like, he had this big red mark on his head, and then she drove her Mustang. She rammed the hotel with her Mustang and drove off. Anyway, tell me about the 11 reasons why I should not go on a cruise,
So the first one is...
which I will repeat to you in 3 months' time. But yeah,
Yeah, you're a
when
good
you're
chick.
ready to go on yours.
So the first one, unsurprisingly, is dangerous fellow passengers.
Well, I am
So-
going with my soon-to-be husband, so you're right there.
So people assume that a cruise ship is a safe cocoon and get a sense of overconfidence, says
No.
Charles Lipcon, the cruise line maritime attorney in Miami and author of Unsafe on the High Seas.
Oh,
Oh,
it
God.
sounds like a cracker of a read.
What a
yeah?
great book. Yeah, I'm going to have to get...
We'll buy
I'm going
you
to put that on my
for
bedside
the
table on the cruise.
Yeah.
vacation read.
Yeah, that'll-
awesome.
That'll be a wedding present so that you can take that away. Their antennas get turned off, but a cruise ship is like a big city. Would you let your 15-year-old run around New York City alone at 2 a.m.?
Yeah. Anyway,
Props would.
next.
Probs not.
Probably not.
Lipcon's cases have included gang rapes of young girls, and date rape, drug use, reported sexual assaults on ships number in the dozens each year, and poorly trained or unqualified cruise line security guards are often the only investigators after a crime has occurred.
Yeah.
Schmidty, I reckon you should fake witnessing something and test the cruise line security guard just to see
I'll
what they
get
do.
arrested. I would get arrested for that. And
No,
then
because
they'll-
if they...
And then they'll discover this podcast and they'll listen to it and then they'll
No,
believe
the other shit
the
you've done.
nonsense that you two make up about my background and I'll never get them off my back. Yeah. So no.
And you go straight to the brink.
What shall we do with the drunken Schmidty? What shall we do
What should we do with the drunken
Schmidty?
Schmidty? What should we do with the drunken
Schmidty?
Schmidty?
Oh,
Early
my
in the morning.
Put him in a long boat until she's sober.
Yeah, something like that.
Or
Yeah.
put her. Okay, reason number 2.
No, put Tony in the longboat till I'm sober.
Yeah. Yep, perfect. Yep. Number 2, guess.
Food poisoning.
Oh, we'll get to that one.
Okay.
Falling overboard.
The first one, which I know we will definitely do on our cruise, and Schmitty, I'd be shocked if you don't do this on yours, is unhealthy eating and drinking.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a reason to go on the cruise.
It's a prerequisite.
I wouldn't get
That's the whole idea of it.
I wouldn't get the drinks package if I was thinking of going to
Teetotaling.
drink healthy. Oh, I
That's
hope I
right.
can get the all you can eat juice bar.
Juice bar. I mean, I don't actually
And
mind
remem-
juice that much, but I'm certainly not drinking an all-you-can-eat kind of premium drinks package of juice.
God, no.
And remember, passengers, the all-you-can-eat smorgasbord
Is an offer and not a challenge.
That's right.
So, yeah, obviously with 24/7 meals, hundreds of items on a buffet line, most of which are high in fat, salt and sugar. Even with good intentions, many fall prey to overeating. We need Marjorie Dore on the cruise.
Dust.
High fat, low fat.
dust.
If you three come back and that's the worst that's happened, I'll be very happy.
I put on
I
5
think we
kilos.
overate. I think we've overeaten.
Oh,
I was like,
seriously?
yeah, but you didn't get
Is that
gang raped.
it?
I think you're
Fine.
good.
True, you're right.
I think
Yes.
you're good.
Yeah, she didn't get discovered by the cleaners dead. You've come away all right.
You didn't get kicked under a bed somewhere.
First one we went on. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
First one we went on, I reckon I put on nearly a stone in a week. Yeah.
I don't know if I can draw a parallel between that
It's
and
not the
being
same.
gang
Yeah,
raped.
no.
I think I'm good. I think you're good, Dull.
I don't know. I'm really a bit funny about my weight.
I don't think you can lose that in a
But it
week.
can come off.
So the next one, Schmidty, as you said earlier, is food poisoning.
Yeah.
And just in case you need to
This
know,
cruises give me the shits. Yeah.
symptoms of food poisoning include fever, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea.
And
Not
death.
giving birth. So if you get stomach cramps and give birth, that's not food
Nothing
poisoning.
to do.
No, no,
food
no
poisoning.
risk of that. Don't you worry. Good
Okay,
to know.
great. So
I'm
you can
nearly 50. Keep going.
So you could consume contaminated food or water, or touch surfaces contaminated by fecal material.
Because
Here we
the
go.
guy
Stop.
who's got the
Stop.
magic pipe,
Stop.
the guy who was
Yeah,
working
exactly
on the
right.
magic pipe,
Who's in charge of that this week?
High five.
all the
Yeah.
surfaces.
If you see him in his high
Have a
vis
good day.
eating from
Have
the
a good day.
buffet,
High five.
welcome to the all-you-can-eat buffet. Can I shake your hand? Yes, so you could end up with infections like Salmonella, Shigella, or E. coli. And if you get norovirus, you could end up being sent to hospital. So just be careful.
Is that like Nora
So just
James?
don't
Nora
eat or
Teddoff?
drink anything while you're there. Sure.
Yeah, unlikely. Although it does say norovirus is easily spread, especially in crowded environments, even by sharing food or eating utensils with someone who is ill.
Great.
So don't share your eating utensils nor food.
Okay.
Okay, number 4.
Best avoid the public toilets too.
Just pina coladas the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mechanical difficulties and their consequences is number 4. Things like fires on cruise ships. Thousands of passengers have been stranded for hours or even days at sea.
I can't believe they're doing this to you, Schmidty. It's so awful.
Often without power to support effective refrigeration, food preparation, or sewage disposal.
Magic
Oh,
pipe
mate with a
out
gun?
of order.
Get the magic pot. Someone's got to do it with my hand.
Yeah, and so when the magic pipe's out of order, backed up toilets, leaking human waste can easily spread infections such as E. coli or norovirus.
Mm-hmm.
So to reduce the risk of infections, special attention should be taken while removing vomitous and fecal matter. Surfaces should be cleaned and disinfected, and cleaners should be wearing protective equipment, including gloves, masks, and gowns.
Good to know.
Right? Got it?
Must pack
Make
my
sure you
own gloves,
get some
masks,
sexy gear.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it says Mrs. or just married on the back of your gown.
Back of my hazmat suit.
It's like
Just,
it's just married cruise gear.
just,
It's like, well,
just infected.
I want to look my best if there's an outbreak.
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
So the US Centre for Disease Control recommends that cruise ship passengers wash their hands with antibacterial soap after using the toilet and before eating or drinking.
Sanitize.
If you do get sick on the cruise ship, what are you going to do?
Spew over the side. Make sure it's all on everyone else's balconies so that they get sick too.
Nice. Would you go and see a doctor?
Oh, there's not one there. They lie when they say this. The infirmary is like for a Band-Aid.
Risk. The reason number 5 is unqualified doctor.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Just take a couple of boxes of poo stops.
that's probably why Alicia didn't go to the
Maybe. I don't think she
medical
would have
centre.
been savvy enough, but something happened. I can't remember what it was. Tony didn't feel very well, and we went down to the infirmary,
Yeah.
which didn't seem to even exist. Can't remember what boat we were on. And there was no one there and there was no help and no one said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Let's just go home, back to our cabin. I'll give you a Panadol. And if you're dead, you're dead." But he didn't die, so it's all right.
True love. So there's actually no guarantee that the doctor on duty is licensed to practice medicine in the United States or anywhere at all.
Yeah, remember the furor over the handling of the COVID cases on
the Ruby Princess.
Ruby.
Princess. Yeah. There was an onboard doctor on that one.
The cruise line is not responsible for bad medical care as long as they hire a qualified physician.
Oh, doesn't that? I'm confused. Isn't that contradictory? What does that mean? A qualified?
Well, as long as the physician is qualified, if they give bad medical care, the cruise line isn't. So they can just get the cheapest, nastiest one they can find.
I say they're still got to be qualified.
There's even cases where the ship's doctor didn't have a license, but was just a graduate of a medical school in the Dominican Republic.
It was better than me, though.
Well, that's true.
How do you know?
Take some Panadol, and if you're dead, you're dead.
I diagnosed my sister's hernia. I diagnosed a guy at work's kidney stones. I'm actually better than I look.
Were they alive when you did it? Just checking.
Well, it was after all those. Hang on, I nearly gave myself away there.
Well done.
All right, so what do I do when I get sick? I go not to the infirmary because the person there may or may not be better qualified than myself,
Google it. Right, so number 6.
I would, but I haven't paid for the Wi-Fi. It's a rip-off, don't bother with it.
The Wi-Fi's a rip-off?
We'll take our Starlink because it's portable.
That would work better. Yeah. Anyway.
Let's do that. Put it on our balcony.
But remember, you can't go out onto your balcony in case you get pushed over. So
or in case you touch,
in
case you touch something that has fecal
a
matter
handle
on it.
where someone else.
Oh, it's got fecal matter on it. What are they doing in
You
my
won't even be able to get in the door because someone will.
People, there's fecal matter on everything, right?
Hang on. I'm staying in a cabinet.
What a load of old shit.
It's everywhere.
Who's been shitting everywhere?
There's fecal matter everywhere because it's in the air.
Everybody's
When people fart, fecal matter is sprayed out.
Further, if you're commando.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, run straight down your leg.
Back to the list. So, number 6. This is a stupid one, possibly because we come from Australia, we're a little bit more sensitised to it. But it's too much fun in the sun.
Yeah, whatever.
So,
sunstroke never killed anyone.
Yeah, but so then they go on to explain. I know, right? Like we've all had that. We've all had sunburn blisters.
I've had sunstroke. I've had the whole fever, the vomiting, the lot. Yeah.
So just
kill me,
not much fun.
Just for I guess anyone still listening who decides
who hasn't had sunstroke.
They don't understand. If they don't know this, so UV rays are what cause skin damage and burning, not the sun's heat. Unfortunately, you're exposed to UV rays even during cloudy and cooler days. Now, I feel like in Australia you learn that as a kid because, you know, your mum says put sunscreen on or whatever, but then you go out and you go,
to school here,
it's cloudy, I've got to run the gauntlet.
You had a good mother.
I know, but I was the bad kid who just went...
My mother would only put Butyrate Picrate on me after I looked so red, like I was 3rd-degree burns. Like, she never put sunscreen on us.
Well, I remember going to the beach on a cloudy day and just getting absolutely
beetroot red. Yeah.
So Dr. Ram,
sure.
I know,
no,
100%, who is of Beverly Hills, not of New Zealand.
Not Raymond Ram.
Ramin.
Oh, Ramin
Ram.
Okay.
Stop that giggle.
Excuse me, doctor, what are you doing?
I'm Ramin.
Ramin. So he suggests aggressive and generous applications of water-resistant sunblock reapplied every 2 hours.
Aggressive?
And yeah, I know, right?
Ooh, get in there.
Yell at it.
Get on me. Oh, cover it up.
Rubbing you, cream.
Who are you in there with, Schmidty? No one. It's just me.
I'm just aggressively putting my sunscreen on. That's right.
Get in there. Lather it up.
Ram says you should reapply every 2 hours and after the skin gets wet.
Yeah.
Oh, moist.
That's nonsense. You're wearing water-resistant sunblock.
That's not nonsense. It still washes
is.
off.
Every
You
2 hours.
sweat it off.
Yeah.
You're supposed to put it on every 2 hours. Absolutely.
Yeah, but not after the skin gets wet. So you can get wet in that 2 hour period and you'll be fine.
No,
Trust
don't agree
me,
with that.
I do that all the time.
All right.
And it works.
Sample of one. Okay.
Paul's case study.
Yeah, correct. He recommends wearing clothing with SPF protection while you're in the water.
Like a rashy.
Denim.
Not you can do denim, but not double denim.
Just wear a big girl's bathing suit, you know, like with the skirt bit on it, and then,
A
you know, like
wetsuit.
maybe.
I've, when he says
So sexy for
A
your
full
honeymoon,
wetsuit
darling.
Yeah.
and a helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
clothing,
What's the helmet for?
clothing with SPF
Just to
protection.
cover myself. Yeah.
What clothing
Because
doesn't have that? Like Cher's seatbelt in If I Could Turn Back Time. You know,
this one doesn't have it. Like, anything gauzy like what I'm wearing doesn't have
It gives
SPF.
you
can
some.
burn through that. A little
yeah,
bit.
but it gives you
can still burn through
some
it.
because wearing clothing with SPF protection may significantly decrease your exposure to the UV light.
Not guaranteeing it, but just may. Yeah. Possibly.
Okay, we're up to number 7, I think. Cruises rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
So cruises may be
This is more like it.
pleasant when the weather cooperates,
No. Oh, I've seen some awful YouTube videos of this stuff. Yeah.
but a quiet sea voyage can quickly turn into a nightmare when a ship is battered by a storm.
You're only going to New Zealand, aren't you, Schmidty?
Oh, I'm not worried. They can do all their
Nothing going over there. They got like cyclones and earthquakes going
Well,
on.
she's
Oh.
been on them
Their system.
before.
tsunami. I'll go with tsunami. It's
Oh,
fine.
geez.
We'll just go up and down. That's fine.
The website cruisejunkie.com cites multiple reports of winds over 50 knots causing ships to buck and list.
Mhm.
Damage reported includes separation of ship panels, destruction of balcony railings, and tossing of heavy furniture such as tables and TV
Yeah.
sets across cabins and
Yeah.
larger rooms or decks.
Can you tell me what the
That's when you hide
what-
in a bathroom cabinet.
what,
Anyway.
was it? Buck and list? What were they saying?
Buck and
Buck and
list.
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 Which is
So
which,
buck is
you know?
forward
List is-
and list is side to side.
Side to
Side,
side.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Schmidty,
And
also,
frankly, I'd rather buck than list.
Yeah, then list.
Just
Yeah.
saying.
you'd rather
That's
get
where you
bucked
get
than
ill.
get listed.
If you go list,
Really?
yeah,
You'd
you
rather
get ill.
buck?
I'd rather
No,
because
Bucky's
also
not. Bucky's you're going with it.
up and down.
listing
so you're
is- less
moving
likely
forward
to-
into it.
Are you less
Yeah.
likely
Vomit.
to flip if you buck than if you list?
I think so. That's why I'd rather buck
reckon.
than list.
The Titanic went sideways in that movie I saw. Rough weather can also make passengers seasick. So
Okay.
if you are prone to seasickness, talk to your doctor
Okay.
before your trip about ways to prevent symptoms. Also,
Yeah.
ginger is good.
I find if you can get up on and look at the horizon.
Horizon, yeah.
And ride it.
I'm the bucking bull.
That's how to manage it. That's
Tony,
right.
watch
And
me
not-
buck, watch me buck.
I'm owning this bitch. Yeah, that's right.
Got your hat on, couple of drinks and a ciggy. Woo!
Why is everyone throwing up? Come on.
Bucking idiots. Just a word of warning though, there are over-the-counter and prescription medications that might help you with your seasickness if you are prone.
Mhm.
Though most can make you sleepy and you shouldn't
Are you
use
just turning
them.
to an ad?
And you shouldn't use them if you're drinking alcohol. I think that's a
Finnegan.
warning.
Finnegan. And I've already
What?
got some for seasick. Finnegan. That is
Makes you drowsy.
It does, but it's quite good. It's an antihistamine thing, but it's good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, but
we love moggies.
What milligram have you got?
We get the
I don't
heavy
know.
ones.
We get the
I-
25 milligram one. They make you
The
sleep
last,
so well.
Yeah, the last packet I had was the last cruise I got.
But the word of warning is that you shouldn't use them if you're drinking alcohol. And of course, what's the point?
Of going on a
Because you're going to be
cruise.
drinking alcohol. So just make sure that if you do get anything, you get the ones that you can drink alcohol.
10 milligram.
If you've drunk
Limit
enough
yourself.
alcohol, you're going to spew anyway, whether or not you're seasick. So whatever.
Okay, I'm just warning you.
If I'm up there
You know.
bucking on that boat, with the
Bucking on that
darts,
bitch.
You darts.
owning that bitch, yeah. No, I won't be sick if
And-
I'm owning her. Yeah.
Number 8, are we up to?
Yeah.
Mm.
Or 9?
Big
The
one.
world's longest listicle. Keep going.
I'm losing count. The next one is your bed might bug you.
Oh, bed bugs.
Oh, yuck.
I love that's the one you're troubled by.
No, I don't like that. No, thank
Yeah.
you.
No,
So-
I won't have it.
No, thank you, matron. No.
No. So uncomfortable mattresses are among the top 5 cruise complaints.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh.
All right, that's fine.
So the next one is allergic reaction, Schmidty.
I don't have any allergies.
They can be triggered by dust and mold. Mold, microorganisms, and fungi grow in moist environments
Oh,
fungi.
and on wet surfaces.
moist.
Wouldn't the salt kill some stuff, maybe? Well, not,
It's
I know if it's
asbestos
in the
stuff.
water, I guess.
Remember,
I'll take a
I
bottle
own
of that with
a boat. I'm used to that shit, so that's fine.
Well, that's true. Yeah. No, that's very true. So for listeners, allergy symptoms
own a
include
boat.
sneezing, runny nose, red eyes, skin rashes, and Swanee, asthma.
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 Asthma. You need something from iHerb for your asthma.
I buy from iHerb all the time. I thought it was iHerb. Anyway.
I know you do.
iHerb.
I
Well,
just
it's
iHerb.
American say it's
Right.
iHerb, I imagine. iHerb.
I get my
iHerb.
monk
I get
fruit
it. I
sweetener
make it
from
up,
them.
but
Yes.
iHerb.
Your what?
Oh my God.
My monk
hell is
fruit
that?
sweetener.
What
It's
is
a sugar
that?
substitute. It's the closest to sugar I can find. I hate stevia. I hate all those things. It's called monk fruit.
Oh,
It's
you
got
serious?
erythritol. Yeah, and I buy it from iHerb.
Did you say urethritol?
Erythritol.
Oh,
Oh,
not
erythritol.
erythritol.
Oh, thank God.
Not
I'm
erythritol.
glad we clarified that.
Erythritol, not a urethra.
That's the sugar you get in your urethra, Dal,
Yeah.
in case you're
Like-
wondering.
And the rest of it's all the yeast.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Back to mold and dust. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so the last one I have for you is mental health challenges.
What is it?
Cruises-
That don't
cruises are
impress
filled with
me
s-
much. Sorry, the mold and dust one. That don't impress,
Doesn't impress
me
me
much.
much.
I don't give
Every-
a shit. Yeah.
Every day, my life is surrounded by molds and dust.
Sure is. I own a boat.
I-
It's moldy and it's dusty. I'm used to it. Yes. Okay. So the last
Yeah.
one was.
Mental health challenges. So cruises are filled with social activities in a party atmosphere, but not everyone feels like the life of the party.
Absolutely true.
Even in the
Oh.
confined space of a cruise ship,
Oh.
surrounded by people determined to connect and have fun, a passenger might still feel lonely, isolated, or downhearted.
they could have finished the list at
Yeah,
10,
yes.
couldn't they, quite comfortably? They didn't have to try
A
and finish this one up.
downhearted person might
Someone
conclude,
feels blue.
I can't talk to people. I can't even have fun. I'm not like others. I can't do anything right. Why
Look,
go
here's
on?
a railing. I think I'll throw
You're
myself
right.
over.
Oh, right.
Exactly.
Fuck.
Why can't we put
Why
them
did-
over that?
Why didn't I order the balcony room? So cruisejunkie.com reports that 22 cruise ship passengers went overboard in 2014,
Yeah.
including a number of alleged or observed suicides.
It's not really many, though. Like, when you think of how many jump off the Westgate Bridge or the Balti Bridge.
It's 22 too many, Schmidty. It's 22 too many.
No, but statistically, it's not enormous.
To have a happy, healthy cruise.
Oh, my God, there's actually some positive shit in this. Right.
Yeah.
Don't go, I think, is the message you're trying to give me.
Cruise Junkie advises to treat a cruise ship as any large city. Don't assume safety and security. Wash your hands frequently. Avoid uncooked and undercooked foods if possible.
I generally do anyway, but yeah.
And take caution with drinking water. Use bottled water if you want to be entirely safe.
Don't drink
and-
water at all. Don't drink
Idiots.
water
Drink
at all.
alcohol.
Just stick
Just
to
drink
the
the alcohol.
pina colada.
There's water in alcohol.
Stick to the grog. You'll be fine.
Other tips for a safe cruise include having all of your prescription medications with you. I mean, seriously.
Finnegan's, yeah.
And enough for the entire cruise. Genius.
Oh, I thought you meant for everyone else. Like,
How many people are on our boat?
3,000 people on my boat. What are you talking about? Right.
Yeah, well, if your prescription medications are party drugs, maybe you'll want to consider that. I don't.
No.
Also, be prepared to give a medical history in case there's an emergency requiring medical intervention.
Yep.
God, like really, that's how to have a happy, healthy cruise. Bring sunblock and use it. And don't forget to drink lots of water and avoid overindulgence of alcohol and of fatty and high caloric foods.
Well, then what's the point of being on it?
Stay home.
Exactly.
Why
Schmidty,
go?
the average passenger gains 7 pounds or more on a 1 week cruise.
What's that in
Well, I was
what's
on a
that
2-week
in
cruise and
kilos?
That'd be about 3.
3 kilos. So I over-indexed. I'm a winner.
Really?
Oh, if you go from, like, at the minute I'm eating 1 meal a day. If I go from this to 3 meals a day, it won't. And plus all the alcohol. They do have like stupid like running, walking circuits.
The magic pipe will be
No,
getting
I
I
get
think
all
we'll be doing
stuck.
some of them.
Get all caught up because it's a boat. I'm always funny about pooing on a boat.
The last point is, and this is according to this story, obviously, don't leave your common sense behind when you're bored. But Schmidty, I would like to hear 3 of your tips for having a happy, healthy cruise, because I don't think any of those tips would be in your 3.
All right, yes. Go with people that you can actually put up with and enjoy their company for the period of time that you're away.
Right?
You guys are going on your own, aren't you?
No, he's got 25 friends with him.
No way! Really?
no,
You're going as a group?
They're going with friends, yeah. Not me, they are.
Yeah, there's about 11.
Oh, we are.
these
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
me.
Oh,
No,
right.
no,
Oh,
it's just
sorry.
Tony and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's their honeymoon. They're going to be swinging from the rafters.
Woo!
Bucket
So-
Nut Bull. Yeah, Schmidty.
They're going to be at the nightclub having that sexy drug on the first night. What was it called?
Yeah.
GBH.
Yeah,
GBH.
Grievous bodily harm.
That would be
GBH.
friends from Adelaide
Yeah.
getting some gear. Yeah.
It's GHB, isn't it? Not
Great.
GHB.
Great Buck and Hoe.
I don't know. Something.
I'm going to own that bitch. Anyway.
Yeah, so go with people you like.
Yeah.
Go with people like,
Own
Make
that
sure-
bitch.
no.
Oh, no, sorry, that wasn't
You
one
only
of the
gave me
tips.
3, so I've got to
Yeah.
say, definitely pay for the premium drinks package and enjoy it. And don't worry about how much weight or whatever, because as Stewie says, you can lose it later.
Book your restaurants, remember?
Yeah,
I
but-
didn't
Yeah.
get that from you.
Book your restaurants, and because you only gave me 3, so I'm going to couple these together. Don't go on every port. Don't go off the boat on every port. Like, pick the stuff that you want to do and do that, but enjoy the boat, because as we all know, the ship is the destination.
Yes.
I like it.
Well
So
said.
just on that, if you should find yourself at the bar with the son of a dicker, what should you do?
I must admit, I generally make friends with the barman because we tip them and that sort of stuff. And so I'd be giving the barman like the get rid of him face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut him off. Get rid of him.
Yeah, get rid of
Yeah.
him and the bar and
Overboard?
or just I'm nervous about this one and I think
I
it's
feel
important.
unsafe.
I think it's important to build relationships with the staff. I really do. Like that's what I've
Yep.
done on everyone we've been on.
What's
And
she
like
doing? No, she's she's holding
I'm
a
working-
workshop
I'm
upstairs
working.
with her stuff.
I've eyeballed them at the muster, and I've worked out which
Yeah.
one I'm going to talk to. And I go
Yeah.
to I always generally, if you go to the same bar relatively regularly, you can build a relationship with the barman and that sort of stuff. And then you can kind of be the person going, I'm not comfortable with that. And they are actually pretty responsive, like
Deal with that
most
for
bar
me.
people
Good.
are. Yeah.
Is it fair to
to
say,
know.
oh my God, son of a dicker overboard? Just as a threat, as a thinly veiled threat?
No, I think what you say is, you know what? I've heard Dickerson. I know that name. Wasn't there a man who, fell overboard off a cruise? Or is that
Veiled threat.
tomorrow's?
Or was that a premonition
Headline.
I had?
Yeah.
Lovely to meet you.
You don't know me. I'm a true crime podcaster.
Yeah.
Go
Tell you
back.
what, no, nothing will want to go on.
Have you got Wi-Fi? Go back to your cabin. Listen to it. They're not
Google-eyes
wrong.
me.
They're not wrong.
Nothing
That's
will
how
want
you
to go
scare 'em.
wrong because if they listen to any of this, we'll be in big trouble.
Yep. Episode 78 and 79.
I don't think this will be. This will not be
Let's get weight.
released. This will not be released by the time I'm on my honeymoon.
Oh, I won't
No,
be
just-
either.
Oh, good,
Just for
good,
ours.
Good.
It's just for you. That's right. Yes.
Just
Yeah.
in case.
All right. Well, I enjoyed Cruise Month with Clarky. Thank
Well
you very
done.
much. A little round of applause from me. I know it was I think it was what you're trying to do, but I'm not put off. I'm very much looking forward to my honeymoon. Thank you very much. And Swanee's having a big yawn there and miss you already.
Ciao,
Bye.
guys.
Bye,
See you
guys.
next Thursday.
Next time.
See you
Bye.
next
Oh,
week.
yes.
Oh, how exciting. Bye.
Bye, guys. Love you.
See you guys.
Bye now.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Trial by Wine. You can contact us at trialbywine@gmail.com. Please rate, review, and subscribe to Trial by Wine on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to support us, you can become a patron at www.patreon.com, Trial by Wine, or visit our website www.trialbywine.com to donate to us. Your support will help us cover many more cases and apply wacky sentences. We really appreciate you listening and hope you tell everyone about us. Our cover art is by John Christo and music is by Beauchamp from pixabay.com.